Christmas, the celebration of everlasting hope, love, family, and community. Christmas is a most cherished holiday. We're enriched as we rekindle such qualities as goodwill to man, spirituality, caring, and giving. The circle of life is warmly symbolized on the doors and windows of our homes with an evergreen wreath. The evergreen tree is an important symbol for this celebration. It is the Christmas tree that becomes the central part of the family gathering for this wondrous holiday season. There is magic in the fragrance, warmth, and glow of a brightly lit tree. Christmas trees from Nova Scotia have long been a valued tradition for countless families. And no wonder, our trees are special for so very many reasons. Nova Scotia is the world's largest natural source of the richly fragrant balsam fir tree. Here, our maritime climate allows balsam fir to thrive in one of the most uniquely diverse landscapes, Nova Scotia's indigenous Christmas tree stands. These natural stands allow our Nova Scotian growers to provide a wider range of heights and grades of Christmas trees than can be provided from any other region in the world. In addition, our tree-growing families produce these trees using one of the most amazing examples of sustainable farming known, because these Christmas tree stands continually renew themselves through natural regeneration. It is not only Nova Scotia's natural balsam fir Christmas tree lots that are unique, but the families who grow these trees are unique too, because they are absolutely committed to their tree farms. Nova Scotia is a maritime province. Our proximity to the sea, together with our distinctive geographical position as a narrow peninsula jutting out into the Atlantic Ocean, produces a cool, moist climate, which is ideal for balsam fir establishment and growth. The Christmas tree industry first started here early in this century, when buyers from cities like Boston, Chicago, and New York recognized that here was a source of superior conifers. It was in Nova Scotia that these early tree brokers found they could obtain their annual needs for young evergreens. By the middle of the century, following the Second World War, consumers were clamoring for even better trees. While farmers in the United States and central Canada responded by planting rows of seedlings for Christmas tree cultivation, growers here in Nova Scotia initiated the very intensive natural stand cultivation techniques we still practice and expand upon today. Nova Scotia's natural Christmas tree stands are recognized for their intensive integrated pest management and multiple resource use qualities. Our lots are fully sustainable. Many have been supplying an annual harvest for over 50 years. Natural balsam fir Christmas tree stands are first developed from a new young forest after the balsam has begun to reestablish itself. The young seedlings are simply spaced for the room they need to grow. Many stands are now sheltered into existence, wherein the previous forest is carefully managed to assure that natural regeneration is full and that only healthy trees are utilized as the seed source for the Christmas tree crop. The very moment our growers are planting their first crop, they're also giving careful consideration to future harvests. The best trees are selected for seed trees instead of being cultivated for sale. These seed trees will possess desirable characteristics such as attractive branch angle, balanced growth, heavier needles, and superior color. Two very important qualities growers look for in a tree are vigorous growth and resistance to insects. Trees which start growing later in the spring avoid being harmed by many common insects and tend to avoid frost damage to the new tender branches. To improve upon the genetic base of their tree lots, Nova Scotian growers are jointly working on a seed orchard and seed development program. The very best balsam fir trees in the province are being sought out and preserved through inclusion in several cooperative seed orchards. In fact, our natural stands are working seed orchards.
620.
Many of our growers have been introducing superior balsam fir by grafting cuttings from plus or superior trees into their lots at strategic locations. A Nova Scotia tree grower's commitment is to assure that there's improvement in each new crop of trees. Balsam fir needs space and light to be able to grow to full, healthy Christmas trees. One of the first necessities for any grower is to manage the surrounding vegetation to assure that the Christmas trees do well. The key is to establish companion plants on these tree lots. These companion plants protect and enrich the soils without interfering with the balsam fir growth. Many times, these plants form an important part of the habitat requirement of nature's beneficial insects. Nova Scotia growers rely on natural controls, such as beetles and birds, to remove insects like aphids, which feed upon tender foliage. These Nova Scotia balsam fir Christmas trees are of the best quality possible. To achieve our commitment, our growers invest a great deal of time hand pruning these trees to develop the various shapes different customers prefer. Attention must be paid to taper, balance, and density so that the trees are full, yet even and natural looking. Growers consider the pruning or shearing to be an art form, and many hours are invested in the training of our shearers.
This tree is very popular in cities where people find they fit well into their apartments. It has that beautiful Nova Scotia bottle brush, which is a circular arrangement of the needles around the twig. This is a heavier density tree. We like to fill it in, and that you can see that this top is a little bit sparse. There are not quite as many branches growing in here as we would like. So we'll shear it more tightly this year and leave it another year for market and fill in the top so it'll match the rest of the tree and be a nicely balanced tree before we send it to market.
Since most trees are 10 to 14 years old, they will have been sheared 4 or more times before being tall enough and good enough to be considered worthy of being placed in someone's home. The shearing or shaping of the trees occurs every year and generally involves the entire family. Most tree lots span family generations, allowing parents to share their work and pass on their skills to their children. For many rural Nova Scotians, the family tree lot is an important aspect of family life. This ongoing commitment to quality creates labor-intensive work, which is an important source of employment for the entire community. An even more intense period of activity is the fall harvest time, when the trees must be cut, carried to the roadside, and bundled for shipment to far-off markets. Typically, the trees are cut in late November and immediately shipped, so we may deliver fresh Nova Scotia Christmas trees to many and various world destinations. Families in the Caribbean, Central America, Mexico, the United States, and Canada are able to enjoy the rich tradition and luxurious fragrance of Nova Scotia balsam fir. And while some family members are busy harvesting the trees, others are at work collecting the brush, which is used to make the highly demanded balsam fir wreaths and garland from Nova Scotia. Again, our unique bottle brush foliage, with its shorter, heavier needles, makes for some of the best brush and wreaths in the world. We have invested significant amounts of time and money in the construction of roads and the purchase of equipment to allow us to rapidly and efficiently handle our trees in the fall. The fresh-cut trees are brought to the side of the road, where they're graded for quality and height, and then baled for further handling. The baling ties the limbs in so that the branches are protected from breakage, while at the same time making the trees more compact, allowing additional trees to be placed on the trucks. Grading is one of the most important chores in the fall. Different markets have different demands for trees. Some areas desire very narrow, tapered trees, while others look for wide, full trees which can fill a bay window. Some people like their trees to be very bushy, while others prefer the Victorian look of a more open tree. Most prefer a tree somewhere in between. And of course, some people are looking for very tall trees, while others feel more comfortable with smaller, perhaps even tabletop trees. Luckily, our Nova Scotia natural stands of balsam fir can easily fulfill all of these demands. Nova Scotia's growers are very conscious of the need to provide people with the freshest, best cared for trees possible. Many growers have specialized storage yards where the trees are protected from the sun, the wind, and frost until they are actually shipped. These storage areas have moist sawdust underneath, so the cut trees can continue to drink water while they await delivery to your home. We should remember that these trees are still living, and with proper care will stay fresh for a very long time. Because of our geographic location, we are unique in our ability to successfully export Christmas trees to so many of the world's markets. And Nova Scotia isn't as far away as you may think. The container port in Halifax, with its deep-water, ice-free harbor, allows for easy and rapid access to many foreign markets. And our highway system means we can place trees anywhere in North America quite rapidly. Trees loaded in Nova Scotia today are waiting at the New England retail lot the next morning for offloading. While our maritime climate is cool, we do not often get a lot of snow until late December, allowing for the latest harvesting dates known in the industry. And if we do get snow, we just roll up our sleeves and work a little harder. Such is the commitment of our growers. Balsam fir from Nova Scotia truly is one of the world's unique products. Grown in naturally sustainable stands with a high degree of multiple resource management, we provide the world with the finest Christmas trees available. And with more variety and density and height than any other source of trees. Couple the beauty of our northern-grown hardy trees with the richest Christmas aroma available, balsam. And it's no wonder so many customers request Nova Scotia Balsam Fir. Nova Scotia Balsam Fir Christmas trees combine an old tradition with an exciting future. And isn't it nice to know that your family can celebrate Christmas around a real tree, grown with care and devotion?